Hey fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. So I made this trending bubble alter neck gown for a birthday party last weekend. I wore it last weekend to a birthday party. Okay, so in this video I will be showing you the detailed steps on how I made this particular dress. It is looking so beautiful. Like when I wore it to the party, everybody's like, you're looking so good. And this particular green, the camera is not actually doing justice to it. This green is so beautiful. It is greening. All right, so in this video, it is a detailed video of how you can actually make this, the easiest way you can actually make this. Okay, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. And if you have any question, do drop it on the comment section and make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so I made this bubble gown that is actually trending for a birthday party, and the measurements I used. Okay, I think I will be using a dummy to show you how to go about the measurement. The measurement I use is shoulder to lower waist. You either measure from the shoulder, just like I placed it on the tape, right? I placed the tape, or you start from the neck here to measure. When you start from the shoulder, you will not minus anything. When you start from the neck, you will not minus, sorry. So you measure from your shoulder to your lower waist. From your lower waist, that is where you wear your pants. You measure the gown length. Do I say the gown length? Or from the waist, you measure where you want that gown to stop. For me, I'm going for 13. I do not want it too short in a way that I can't even bend down. All right, so this is the measurement I came up with. Shoulder waist 40, shoulder to lower waist is 24, waist to laps, that is where this gown will stop, is 13. Okay, now my half length is 16. All right, now because I measured from the shoulder, I will be minusing 3 here. If you measure from the neck, you will not be minusing 3. I measured from the shoulder, I minus 3. That gives me 21. My shoulder to lower waist is now 21, no longer 24. All right, because I measured from the shoulder. And this is the fabric I'm working with. This is crepe. You can use light chiffon. If you're using light chiffon, you're using a lining for it. All right, but in this video I will be showing you all that you have to do if you're using light chiffon or you're using crepe. But for this video I'm using crepe, okay, to sew it. And when you're using crepe to sew it, it does not require lining. It doesn't even require any other thing. It's just for you to sew it and wear it. Okay, so this is crepe I'm using. This table, I can't get the full video with this table, so I went down. Now this is 90-degree flay. You have to fold it using 90-degree. You have to fold using 90-degree. I actually went down to the floor so you get to see the full video. On the table it is not showing well. So from the tip you measured around 6. This 6 I'm measuring is for my turtleneck. Remember, it is halter neck, halter neck, and it has gathers. So I'm measuring 6 from the beginning round, and it gives me, when I measured it, equally gave me about 6. Okay, now the ones you have gotten here, the next thing you do is you start your measurement. You either start from that line, you either start from here to measure 21, or you see how I place my tape ahead. That tape ahead of the line is 3 inches. That tape ahead of the line is 3 inches. The first line you're to measure is your shoulder to your lower waist, which is 24. All right, if I place my tape ahead, I got 24. If I start my tape the way it should be, I will be getting 21. Okay, so the first measurement you're to mark round, the way we mark circle, it is your shoulder to lower waist. The next is that bubble, the first bubble. Okay, This next measurement is that fold, that bulkiness or that draping it is giving at the lower part of it. Now what I'm measuring now is 8. Yours can be 6, yours can be 10. The more you mark, you add to it, the more bulgy it is. All right. So let me, get the picture of what this effect I just marked right now. So where this arrow is pointing at, the effect, that droppings, that folding, that is what this second line is for. The last line we are to do right now is from here, is that waist to gown length, waist to thighs, which I got 13. According to my measurement, it's 13. From my waist to where I want the skirt, the gown, sorry, to stop. That is what I'm marking right now. And I'm going for 13. Yours can be 10. Yours can be as much as 15. But because I do not want mine to be too short, I can't even bend down. So 13 is perfectly okay. With 13, I can easily bend down and I'll still be safe. Okay. So that is the next line I'm marking. Understand these 3 steps. The first thing we measured was from the first line, we measured our shoulder to our lower waist, which is 21. When you place your tape ahead, you measure it, it gives us 24. Okay, so in total, I decide to measure from my shoulder and I have about 43. From where the tape is now to the end is 43. Shoulder to lower waist gives us 24 and we took out 3. Now from my shoulder to lower waist, I measured another 8. From that 8, I measured another 13. The first one is shoulder to lower waist. The second line is for the folding, which I showed you earlier. And where I'm cutting right now, getting that point is where the gown will stop, which is 13. If you work with the measurement I did earlier, you will understand perfectly well. And in total length, I have about 43 in length. So this is the first pattern. I'll just go ahead and fold it, keep it. All right. The next thing, I will equally fold another 90-degree for the back. Okay. Now the back of this dress is backless. Not that it is completely backless, but there's no shoulder on it. So we have to put that into consideration. Now, having folded this, remember my half length is 16. We will be needing the measurement of the half length, all right? But another thing is, I do not want my back to get to the half length. I do not want it to expose to the half length. So I will be going up a little bit. But first, you have to place it the way I am placing it. It is compulsory you place it this way. Why? That back has elastic. Okay, if you place it this way, you're at the same time getting the excess you need for your elastic. All right. Now, from here, the same way, we placed our 3 inches above. Okay, this is 3 inches where my hand is right now. We'll take the tape, measure that half length. This is my half length. But in this case, I went for 15, not 16. Then you fold it back. Place it again and measure to know the actual place. So this is the place. I will be going round, the way we'll go for our circle now. When you measure circle, for those that do not know how to mark 90-degree at all, there's a video on my channel on how to mark 90-degree flay. I think I will be attaching it at the end of this video. Do watch it, okay? It's comprehensive on flay, how to cut and mark your flay. So this is my 15. I've connected it. All right, you can see how wide it is. The back of this dress has elastic. With this, I do not need to start adding elastic allowance or considering my elastic. No, it is wide already. Okay, it is wide already. Now the down part will be the same. The down part of this dress will be the same. I've gotten out the part that will be off shoulder, backless, cut exactly at the down. You do not need to measure any other thing. That is why from the beginning, make sure you place it even. All right, the sides they are meeting, place it very well before cutting out the backless part. Now this is it. All right, I've gotten my front, I've gotten my back, so let's turn it. You can see this is the back, this is the front. The front is longer, the back is backless. Okay, so we are good to go. The next thing is for us to start sewing. All right, now guys, I will say I will have to point something out. If you're using lining, that is when you're using a light crepe, a light chiffon. If you're using a light chiffon, you will be needing a lining. Now for those that choose to use lining, a light chiffon, the same 90-degree you placed your flay, the same 90-degree you placed your fabric, that is the same 90-degree you place your lining. The only difference is that the length of the lining will be shorter. One, the length of your lining will be shorter. Have it at the back of your mind. The same way you did the cutting of this dress, the only difference should be the lining, the length, sorry. You can see how I folded the fabric, then you cut. The same with the back. The same with the back. All you need is a shorter inner lining, body, every other thing is the same. Okay, and if you're to start sewing it, you start with the lining, finish the lining, okay, before join the front to the lining before any other thing. Now these marks that we have here, I will equally transfer the marks to the other parts of the 90-degree. You can see the first line. From here it is 21. From here it is 29. I will transfer those lines back to the other part that does not have the lines. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this now because when I will be, using the elastic to pass it, there will be elastic at the last line. There will be elastic at the last line. All right, when I'll be sewing it round, the chalk will be a guide, what for me. Okay, that is why I'm marking all these lines. So I'm transferring the line at the other side of the fabric to the other side. The same thing with the back. The back does not have any line, okay, because I did not mark on it. I will equally transfer the line. The most important line that is needed to be transferred, all right, to all the four sides of this folded material or fabrics or pattern 90-degree is the lower waist to the laps. Okay, that is the most important line that I need. The ones that started from the shoulder, I marked from the shoulder to the lower waist. From the lower waist I added 8 inches. From that 8 inches, that is the one that I need. All right, that is the most important one I need. So that is what I'm marking right now. Every other one is not needed anymore. Every other one is not needed anymore. What is most important right now is your shoulder to your lower waist plus that 8. That is where I need to mark, and that is where I'm marking, because that is where the elastic that will fold it, will give it that bubble effect, will go round. So that is where I need to mark, and that is what I'm marking. It will go round all on the dress. I will be marking it all on the dress. I will turn it the other side, mark it, equally turn the other side and mark it. Because if you don't mark it now, it will be hard for you when you're done sewing. It is time for you to start, attaching the elastic. It becomes hard. So this is the easiest time to do that. All right. Now, having done that, the next thing is for us to start sewing. The next thing is to open up these fabrics, okay, the front. You are to place the front and the back together, then you sew it, just like the way we join our fabric. But when it comes to the back, you leave some space. Remember, the back will be folded and there will be elastic to pass through. Okay, so I have to consider that folding and the elastic that will pass through. All right, so this is it. This is it. We'll place it this way. All right, we'll start from the down. When you start from the down, you remember the up, they are not even. So start from the down to place it this way. Then you sew here. You see that? You sew. Here, I will stop right here. The same thing the other part. I will equal. Then here, I will weave it and fold it where elastic will pass through. This place, I will gather it. Okay, sew, gather, stitch on it, draw it together. The same sewing will be done here. Okay, I will start from the and sew. All right, so let me just do that. Now I've done it. Let me show you what I did. I sewed the side that I said earlier. This is it. I sewed here. Now look at I left small space here. I didn't finish the sewing. I folded it. The same thing I did this side too. I sewed it. I left small space. I folded it where the elastic will pass through. This is how it looks. And this is the gathers. You see what I sewed? I folded here for my elastic. Here I've done the gathers. You see that? I've done the gathers here. This is it. This is how it looks. And this is what I've done so far. All right. Now, it is giving us the halter already and backless. Now, for my elastic, I'll pass it through here. Now, for this elastic, what I did was you can either do your waist measurement or your bust measurement. But I decide is waist. Divide your waist measurement by 4. That is the elastic you need. And that is what I did. The elastic you need is your waist measurement divided by 4. That is the elastic you cut. And that is what I cut here. Now, another thing that determines your elastic is how stretchy your elastic is. So I will just go back to the machine and sew here. All right, the same thing. I will sew here back. I left the space because of this elastic. All right, and the next thing is equally to fold the halter part. Now I've sewn it and I've equally double folded. I folded, you see the folding here? I folded here too. It's crepe and it's thick, and I've done the gathers to the size I want it. Okay, the next thing is for us to attach that band or the halter neck, the band on the neck. Now I went for complete 60. I think it's about 60 something. You can see this is the end of the tape. I think about 66 in length. The width is total is about 2 3/4. But after sewing it, I have about 2 1/4. Okay, I've sewn it. Let me show you what I did. I folded it into 2. Okay, I folded. Now if this band part of it needs to be very neat, I folded into 2. I measured about 6 or 4 there. Yeah, 4. You see where I notched? I think, okay, 5. You see where I notched? I sewed the rest. Let me open it up. Here is open, which is where that halter neck or a gathered halter will pass. Every other side is not open. I've sewn it up. All right. The next thing I'll do is, this is the opening where that gathers will pass through. This will pass through here. This is the easiest way you attach this kind of a band on your neck, on your halter. The easiest way, because that band needs to be neat. Then I'll go ahead and turn it. I've already done that. Okay, I've turned it. Now I like doing mine this way. Here that is open. Okay, I will get the center, fold it into two. I will get the center, notch it. This is the center. Okay, once I notch it or give it a mark to indicate the center, I'll get this halter gathered part, place it. You see how I placed it? I will sew it. Only this one, the two of them, I will sew it. Okay, if there's any rope, take it out, sew it straight the way it is. I will sew it. Now I've sewed it. You see how it is. The next thing I need to do is place it this way and just sew it little, very tiny and close. It gives me a neat job. It gives me a neat job. If you're sewing this kind of band on your neck, it's looking beautiful already. It is looking so cute. We have not attached the elastic. Okay, we have not attached the elastic, but you can see with this I can even rock this dress already. Just that I have something like this already. I do not want to go for this. Okay, so I want that girly short gown. So you can see how tiny the neck is. I took out my time to give it a neat finishing. Where I'm wearing this dress to, it is not a place you dress anyhow. You're either classy or you're not in the party. Okay? So after doing that, the next thing we need to do is to attach our elastic. If you're still watching this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, like this video. Okay, it is time to sew this elastic. You can use any of the elastic, either this side 1 inches or even more tinier one. All you need to do is sew it on the, open it up, and you start. So as you're sewing it, you're stretching it, you're sewing it, you're stretching it. Now when it's time to do this one, it is preferable you get elastic that is very firm and good, very stretchy. That the elasticity is good. It is best you do that. So I will be sewing that. Now if you've stopped watching this video, I do not know, but there are things you need to learn. This particular, when it's time for me to sew this, I experienced something, okay, and I wish everyone will continue watching this. If you've stopped, please, I don't know, but if you're still watching, I appreciate it, because I myself, I faced a challenge at this point, all right, which I decided to show it, because some do not show that point where you need to re-strategize, where you need to think of something else to do, to give you the result you want. Now, I noticed as I was drawing this thing to sew it, it is not gathering the way I want it to gather. Like, I changed the elastic, all right, and it is still big, you see? It is still wide, and it's not gathering the way I want it. It is still big. You see that? All right, so what I did is I sewed gathers. What I'm drawing right now, I'm drawing my gathers. After sewing the elastic, and it's not giving me that, I want it to be gathered and full. It is not gathering, and it's not holding my waist firm. So what I did is, what I'm doing right now is gathers. I sewed gathers thread around it, and I'm stretching it right now. So I'm drawing it to gather it before sewing another elastic. Okay, so for those that are still watching, you may likely face this same challenge. Okay, so just go ahead and do it the way I'm doing it. You can either use elastic gathers first. It could, all right, you do gathers first, or while you're sewing it, you're giving it a pleat, all these tiny tiny pleats. All right, that is another option. This part, I think I've done it's very, this part that needs help. You see, without these gathers, it is not giving that fullness. So I need it to be full. I need it to be, gathered more. So the way it is now, it is better. You see how it is, more better. So I'll go ahead and run an elastic again on it. You know, the first elastic I sewed, I was the fabric, there was no pleat, no gathers. I was stretching the elastic while sewing it. This time around, the fabric will not be stretched. It will just, you just leave it the same way the gathers, just the same way it is gathered. You concentrate on the elastic. To concentrate on placing the elastic on the gathers. I will be stretching the elastic. Okay, I will be stretching the elastic. As I'm stretching the elastic, you can see my sewing. I'm not stretching the gathers, rather I'm positioning the gathers first to make sure it's well placed. Then I will sew. You can see what I'm doing. My interest is to make sure the elastic is stretching enough. But for the gathers, you leave it the way it is and sew on it. You should also watch the lines so you do not make mistake. Okay, so I just saw this, I experienced this, all right, on this particular dress. Now the wider, that is why I said the elastic you're using matters a lot. There are some elastic that stretches very well. You know, maybe if I use there may be an elastic I'll use that will give me a better effect, but all the elastic I have did not give me a better effect. So that is why I went for this stretchiness, the gathers first before sewing the pleat again. You can see what I'm doing. I'll position the gathers, make sure it is well positioned. I'll stretch the um, elastic. I'm sewing it close to the one I've already sewn. Not even up to a quarter inch far between each other. Very close to the one I've already sewn. That is how close they are. So as you're stretching, positioning your gathers very well. And as well, just do the same. Like do the gathers first, have this tiny pleat on it first before the elastic, or you can do tiny pleating as you're doing the elastic, you're giving it a tiny pleat. Okay, and another thing again is the wider it is on you, the wideness is another thing. Okay, so I kept sewing very close to the already sewn line. If I decide to lose the other one, I can, lose it to give it a neat finishing. But if I decide not to lose it, it's still okay. They are still in the same place. Very close. And this is the result. Sewing that elastic, you saw the before and this is the after. That elastic we just sewed around gave us this. You can see even on the dummy, it is hold like it is fitting on the dummy. But that first elastic I sewed, it wasn't fitting at all. Like it wasn't fitting at all. It couldn't even hold on the dummy. So this is the side, this is the back. This is so lovely. Okay, this is so lovely. Now there are some of them. This is how it looks. Okay, you can stretch it up back and it gives you this. Now some of these dress, some of them has this band, an external extra band, or more like, do I call it a bra cover? at the back. I saw one with that. I equally saw another one. They just added a belt that is tieable to the back. Okay, so I will be showing you how you can actually do that on your own. If Because for me, I'm not going with that. I do not see the need for that. I love it the way it is. Okay, it mustn't be exactly. You mustn't add what they added at the back. All right, it is matter of choice not to add it, or you add it. So this is beautiful. Yes, I'm loving it already. Like, looking at it, I know I will look so good in this dress. All right. So the next thing I'll do right now is to the band. Like I said earlier, some of them usually have this band, this elastic band at the back, or maybe a rope at the back. All right, but I think majority is the band, especially when they add it somewhere here. Okay, if you want it, all you need to do is place it on, sew it on this side, pin it. Okay, you turn to the other side, but I advise you to do this when the person must have sized it and it is perfectly okay on that person's body. You can do this. Some of them go for this, but for me, I do not see the need for this. It's not vibing, like I'm not getting it. Okay, but this is done when the back is lower, maybe you went down more. But for me, without that, my dress is perfectly okay. Like, looking at it, I am so happy. All right, this birthday party, I'm gonna rock it like hell. All right, so guys, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment, drop a comment on the comment section, and share this to your amazing fashion lovers friend. Okay, so see you on my next video, and remember, be blessed.